Hello and welcome to Dotto Tech. Now, I don't know about you, but this is the time of year that I really buckle down and get to work. The kids are in the stretch run of finishing school, Christmas is done and gone, and I'm starting to really look forward to summer. So around this time, I tend to double my efforts at work trying to get ahead of the curve so that when the good weather hits, I can take in some R&R for myself. So today, I want to look at working more efficiently and saving a little bit of money in the process. We're going to keep the fun and games for a little later in the spring. So we're going to begin today's show looking at two of the e-services the government offers us. Any small business owner knows how important it is to properly and efficiently manage their relationship with the Canada Revenue Agency, or the CRA. When you do it right, it's actually a very smooth and relatively painless process. But when you fall behind, ouch. So I want to spend some time today ensuring that we don't fall behind. And easily the best way to manage our relationship with the CRA is through their e-services. Now, we've looked at a few of these in the past, but I want to look at a few more today. Filing information returns and GST, HST electronically is going to start us off. So let's begin with a few of the options we have for filing information returns online. Businesses use these services when they want to submit information returns, like T4s, to the CRA. Now, rather than fill out all the paperwork manually, mail it into the CRA, these returns could all be completed and submitted electronically online. Now, there's many benefits to doing things this way, including speed, efficiency, accuracy, and control. It's obviously faster, but it's also far more accurate. One reason is you only enter the data once. There's no more transcribing errors, but you're going to have to make sure that you double check your figures before you transmit. Now, submitting online is far more efficient use of resources because some poor clerk doesn't have to rekey all of your information, so they can spend their time doing more productive work. Plus, you know instantly that your file has been received by the CRA. These are all powerful reasons to engage in this process, no? So let's dive in and have a look. And the first thing we're going to look at is T4 web forms, which the CRA has created with a small business person in mind. And we find that by visiting the Revenue Canada website, the Canada Revenue Agency website, and there we click on More Services in their online service area. And if we go into the business area, because we're dealing with business type applications now, we find filing a return or making a remittance. And filing information returns electronically is our theme right now. So I click on that link, and it brings me into an area that talks about filing all of my different types of information returns. And there's several types that we can file. I'm going to click on Filing a T4 Information Return. And next, I'm going to choose T4 Web Forms. Businesses with 3 employees or less use this service when they want to submit T4 returns to the CRA. Now, employers can submit original or amended information slips and the summaries to CRA directly over the internet. And it's really easy to do. You just input your employee information and the service creates the electronic return, validates the data, and calculates totals for the T4 summary, so you don't have to do it. Let me show you the process. You put in how many employees you want to create slips for, enter the T4 web forms, and then you just put in all of your different employer and employee data. You can then print out the T4 slips for your employees and your own records and submit the electronic return right from the CRA's website. Now, users benefit from immediate confirmation of receipt. You just enter your CRA payroll account number and the web access code, and you're ready to start. Now, since over half of Canadian employers have 3 employees or less, many are eligible to use this convenient service. And I should also mention that you can also access this service through My Business account, which we showed you in detail in an earlier show, and authorized representatives can do the exact same through the Represent a Client service, which we're going to be showing you a little later today, although from a slightly different angle. But back to business. The T4 web form service is designed for those who have 3 or less slips to file. Another option is the T4 desktop application for businesses who file up to 70 T4 slips, and we find that in the exact same place, T4 desktop applications. You use free software that you download from the CRA website. Now, like the T4 web forms, you input your employee information and the service creates the electronic return, validates the data, and calculates the totals for the T4 summary. Then you just print the T4 slips out for both your employees and your own records, and then submit the electronic return over the internet. Employers can now open the previous year's return and retrieve all information fields at the slip level, so they don't have to re-enter information for repeat employees. This is a huge time and effort saver for employers. Plus, the reduction of paper consumption and mailing costs, it all really adds up. Now, if you're using some other accounting software, you might have a lot of slips to file and you probably want to use a more automated process. Now, you can actually transmit up to about 3,500 T4 slips through the Internet File Transfer Service. If we look on the same page, we find Internet File Transfer, or XML. You can also file other slips here, such as T4As, T3s, and T5s. As many slips as can fit into the 5 megabyte limit that this file transfer allows for. So after preparing your return with your software, you just enter your CRA account number and web access code on the CRA website, attach your file, and submit up to 5 megabytes, 3,500 slips all at once. Information returns such as the T4s are really only a once-a-year task, though. Many of us also have to file GST, HST returns monthly or at least quarterly. And again, we've got a great online option for this task. It's the GST, HST net file. It's an internet-based filing service that allows eligible registrants to file their GST, HST returns directly with the CRA over the internet. Let me show you where that is. I'm going to go back to the CRA's homepage to show you how to navigate your way in from the top level. And once again, we're going to click on More Services under their Online Services and Businesses. Then instead of selecting Filing Information Returns Electronically, which we did for our T4 options, right underneath it, GST, HST net file. That's the puppy we're looking for. We go in here, and all of the details are here in this checklist right here. Using the 4-digit access code, which is printed on your personalized return, registrants simply access the online form through this ready-to-file page, and then they enter all their information on the working copy of the return. And the return looks just like the paper return. You fill in these different fields, and it calculates your return. Representatives can also file returns on behalf of their clients through GST, HST net file. And just so you know, this service is now available for returns with a debit balance, meaning if you owe money, as well as returns with a nil balance or with a refund of $10,000 or less. So what are the benefits to using GST, HST net file? Well, it's secure and confidential, and it's as safe as internet banking. It's fast, it offers accurate processing, and there is no paper to return in the mail. You'll receive immediate confirmation that the CRA has received your return. It just doesn't get much better than that. Plus, if you use GST, HST net file, you could even get your refund within 8 business days. Talk about fast. And there's no software to buy. It's available 7 days a week, except on statutory holidays. These services save you both time and mailing costs, and the services make sure your information is filed in a timely manner with the CRA. It may seem a little dry to most of us, but there are people out there whose jobs are keeping your relationship with the CRA happy and healthy, and they love these services. They're a great example of e-government working for us all, saving us all time and money. Blogs, podcasts, streaming video, you can find it all on our new website. Check out dottotech.com.